Hello guys and welcome to episode 2 of How to Code in HTML. In the first episode I showed you guys what to code in, like what apps you should be using and things like that. So if you did not watch that one, I strongly recommend it. Keep in mind if this is like your first time watching this series, this is absolute beginner. Like if you don't even know what HTML means, which we'll be getting into later on just because it's not really that significant, but that's what this series is for. It's for absolute dilly-dum beginners. So anyways, let's get into coding as I promised. So this is what we're going to do. And every time we start writing, we're going to use this little thingies. I'm just going to call it a front caret. I think there's I can't remember what it's called. It's a less than, or it's like that's what they do it. But in coding, we're going to call it a caret. Just because why not? Then we're going to start with exclamation mark. We use that a lot in coding. Then in caps, we're going to do talk type. Then we're going to write HTML, because what are we coding in? We're coding in HTML. Doc type simply means that we're announcing what type of code we're coding in. Obviously, we're coding in HTML, so we're going to write doc type HTML. Every time you code, you're going to be coding in HTML, at least in this series, in this thingy. So we're going to do doc type HTML. And this is the head, by the way. We have a head and we have a body. The head just says what we're going to be coding in, what we're doing. The body has all the good stuff, all the juice, all the organs. It has all that stuff, which I'll be explaining, more in detail later on. Next, we're going to do another one of our little front carets, HTML. And then we're just going to end it once again. This just once again signifies that we're going to be coding in HTML. Then, we're going to show that we're going into the body, because this is our head. Now we have to show the code, the software, that we're going to be going into our body, which our body contains text. It might contain text, I already said text, I'm sorry, a link. For example, let's say, you're trying to make a button that when you click it sends you to a different page. That's what you'll put in the body. You might maybe want to put an image. I'm not sure if I already said that for an example. I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself. But that's what you're going to do in the body. So you're going to do the little caret we did 20 times already, and do a little body. And it's going to be beautiful. And then, at the bottom, you don't exactly have to do this, but I'm just going to do it just so I can tell you guys. Whenever you're done with the body, you're going to do a slash, body, then end it. So it's going to be exactly what you did for the front body, but we're going to add this little line thingy majig, which just shows that you're going to finish off the body. Which is why, when you're done with your code, you actually do, you do that at the very bottom. And when we're done with all this, I'm actually going to show you how Google has their search bar. And we're gonna show them doing this exact thing. Anywho, so I'm gonna show you guys a few basic things that you can add into your code, inside your body, just for a few examples. So the first thing that you can do is you can add headings in your code. I'm not gonna go too specific, text size or text color. That'll be all in different parts of the series, just because I said in a million times, I'm taking this extremely slow. I don't want to be one of those people that do this, you have to write, I don't want to be crazy. We're just going to do H1, which signifies our first heading. And then we're going to write code. Not code. We're going to write whatever we want our heading to be. So if I wanted my heading to be, I don't know, let's think. Let's make it my channel username. Hopefully I don't change my channel username and you guys get confused. But it's going to be followers of the shepherd. Yep, I just misspelled it. And then we're going to end it with, how are we going to end it, guys? We're going to end it with our little dash. Not a dash, what on earth? A little line. And then H1. And then our little caret. Just to show that we're ending that heading. Now I'm going to show you guys what this would look like if you're going to, if you're going to put this on a website, how would this look? Well, I'm going to show you guys what this would look like in 5 seconds. And we're back. So this is just like a little website thing that we can put our code and see how it's going to look. So I'm going to click enter real quick. Oops, wrong button. We're going to click next, sorry. And then boom, and we're going to click insert. And now on our website, we can see followers of the shepherd, which was our heading we want. Remember, we put the inside the little heading brackets. We have that now. And like I promised earlier, now I'm going to show you guys like an example of the basic format I just showed you guys, like the doc type, the HTML, and then things like that on Google. So I'm going to real quick go over to Google, just a basic search bar, and I'm going to click inspect, which allows you to see the code they have. So as you can see at the very, very top, you can see our doc type, as I said, they also have a little language command, which is some people do. It's not necessary though. It's just kind of if you want to be more specific, this would also be in the head. You can do lang equals en, which all that means is you're going to be writing in English. So if you're like writing in Spanish, for example, it's just so if like you're like in a team or something like that, your team members don't get confused or something like that. If they like know a different language and they're writing in a different language, because HTML can be written in different languages. For example, like how it says like background color, if you're like speaking Spanish, you might write that in Spanish. I don't know what that would be in Spanish. I didn't take Spanish, but that's just an example. Then of course, we have our head, which is that's just a more specific command to show that they're like writing in their head. The beginning of their body, then we have the end of their body down here, then we have their HTML. Now, I'm not going to be going into like what this thing is. I'm not going to be going into every little bit of this code, but that's just an example of what we just did, and now you can see it, like what we just did in an actual professional site, like Google. If you don't really like Google, you have to admit that they have a very professional site. Millions and millions of people use it, even if they are using HTML, and they're using our little same formats. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any more questions or something like that, I would love to answer it. In our next video, I'm thinking about going more into like other types of things you would add into the body. Not drugs, just other things you would add into HTML code. So hopefully that's an interesting thing.